Alright, let's start it up. We are back with more Deceive Inc. We're doing our basics refresh for Red today. Red is our first agent that wasn't available on release, so the cost for Red is 1500 credits. That's 1500. Instead of all previous ones have been free or costing only 500. The other way you can get Red is to buy the Season 1 catalog for 1000 bonds, and that will get you Red essentially for free, of course, buying that catalog. So you get Red along with an outfit for her immediately for buying the catalog, and then you get all the premium stuff in the catalog. So moving on to our usual, we got the weapon 1 here. The Heartbreaker is an assault rifle, pretty low damage, high fire rate. We can head on over here. You can see 8 and 11, and the fire rate is a pretty steady amount. There's not a lot of recoil here. If I just hit it, you can see we travel up slightly, but really there's next to none. Then we have our expertise here, the Succubus Kiss. Just there we go. So it's a stance ability, meaning you like the Hans orb. If you've used that one, you kind of hit the button and then you will throw it out. It involves 2 status effects we haven't heard of before, called Charm, and this is probably one of the most complicated expertise in the game, so I'm going to do my best here. So you have this stance. When you activate the ability, you throw out a cone that's going to charm who's ever in front of you, and it's going to give you your cover back. So let's do just that part of it. So we're out of cover and we throw this, it throws that cone, we get our cover back. If we reset here quickly, we can also see it on the Squire. They are out of cover, we charm, they go back into cover, and they did immediately shoot. Let me just finish that guy off here. But they did go back into cover along with us, and I don't know if you can actually see it. I don't know if there's enough time. What we can do with this, they will have this effect. That means they are charmed. Now, when you are charmed, you actually have the status effect charm, but what it does is it gives you slowed and neutralized. Neutralized meaning like neutralize Hans orb, you can't use your expertise, and you're slowed as if you got like kicked by a cav, shot by an ace. You're just slowed, your movement speed slowed. So it does that. So that's already a lot. And then on top of that, there's the if you're in the charmed state, meaning you are charmed debuffed, like this Squire was, and you break your own cover, you lose charmed, but you gained Heartbroken, which is that sort of effect we saw on the Squire here. Let's see if they do it again. See, there it goes. You can see it's all broken. There's the kind of the broken heart there. That's the Heartbroken status. And that Heartbroken is still neutralized, but no longer slowed, and instead they get vulnerable and take 30% bonus damage. I'm sorry, you can still hear us taking damage in the background there. So a lot going on. So you throw the cone, you get cover, they get a debuff making them slowed and neutralized. Then if they break their own cover, meaning they shoot, use an expertise, melee, anything that breaks their own cover, they will get Heartbroken, which is neutralized and vulnerable, taking bonus damage. So a whole lot there. What I like to do with this mostly, let me get the Squire bot back. We shoot a bit, we throw this out, and then we shoot some more. Obviously the Squire bot, for practice reasons, immediately breaks it and goes vulnerable. But if they don't, you could take a second and reload. Remember, they're slowed, they're not going to get away from you. Other thing you can do here is... oh, I don't have it. Reset there. And we can like throw it. I'm going to throw it on here because you won't immediately break it. We can shoot next to someone and they may think you shot them and then break their own cover trying to shoot you. And then you can kind of force them into the Heartbroken state that way. As you can see there, when I broke the Squire's cover, they didn't get Heartbroken. So super in-depth expertise here, a lot going on. One of the probably the most complex expertise in the whole game here. And then we have the passive, which is tiny. There we go. It uses another status effect, which we have seen before. You become resistant, which means you take 40% less damage for a couple seconds whenever you get your cover back. So that's pretty good. So we know, we just talked how our expertise gives us back our cover. So when we do use that expertise, we will be resistant for a little bit of time. So we actually do want to kind of continue that fight quickly to make use of that resistance, even if we also want to wait for them to try to break their own cover. So it's a bit of a balance act there. But of course, whenever we normally get our cover back, we get this resistance as well. So gaining a spy pack is another easy way, or if you have a cover chip, and you can get it naturally. The last line here is you do swap disguise when you get your cover back. So if you were a civilian, you'll swap to a different civilian. A guard, you'll swap to a different guard, like a different look between Doug and Amber, for example. The only caveat is if you are the VIP on maps with only one VIP, you will stay the VIP. You always maintain your security level, so civilian, staff, guard, technician, and elite guard are all their own tiers there. So you will not switch from technician to elite guard, even though those are both purple security levels. And then VIP, on the one map we have that has 2 VIPs, Silver Reef, you will actually switch VIP disguises. Other than that, you will just keep the same VIP disguise. So that's all about red. Kind of complex, pretty simple weapon, super complex expertise, and this passive has a lot of talking, but it's pretty simple to use. I'm going to use the expertise variant of my main here. I like to have that charm up as much as possible with my kind of main loadout, so that's why we're going with this. Cover variant, also very good with this passive, because when we get cover back, we get that resistance, and you can even... I don't have it anymore, but I had a loadout that had cover actually all the way up on gold, just to try to make better use of that cover. So you can definitely play around with this and find what is right for you. Again, we still have that early HP variant. You could even go with this and put cover in there. So a lot, kind of pretty flexible setup. Again, this one has no expertise cooldown. Maybe you could put that in there. There's a lot you could go with here. I'm just going to use this one, but there's a ton of options for this. So there we go, a lot on red. Not our longest one yet, but still a lot to talk about. So we'll get into our 2 games now, and I will see you guys there. All right, let's start it up. We got our game 1 here with our red basics refresh. We got hard sell. Got a good spot to spawn. I might... No, I'm not going to. I was going to say I might bounce pad up to the gray, but... You know, not the smartest idea. Someone could have spawned, like, right there. And, oh, I thought... Okay. I saw the lock on the safe and thought it was the gray chip itself. And I was ready to start blasting, but... Seems like that's not needed at this time. Your playery, though. Start with the slap. Don't let her get the food. Get the food ourselves. Alright. She kind of just turned into the intel. There was a light wiggle. Alright, let's stop staring at that one NPC. And then she kind of turned about-faced into some intel. Kind of like that. I think that was a player, but I want this disguise before we do anything else.
Security? What security?
So make sure we get the slow on them. We don't want the Heartbreak, we just need these guards to go away. Yeah, the Heartbreak is often just extra. The Neutralize Slow is very good. But it gives us a chance to reload and stuff as well. So usually while people are trying to figure out what to do about the charm, you have a second to reload, and then, you know, I can let an NPC get out of the way, made sure the area was clear, and then we just keep fighting. And, you know, we could have made space. It was a Sasori, made sure we weren't in sword range. A lot of little things we can do just with a second or so.
There is no vault.
One thing I really like to do that we don't do in Basics Refresh is I love to take the turret with this. Because during that second, you can just throw the turret out, and then
End me
the
now.
second part of the fight, you have a turret.
I can't. This needs to end.
So is it, a huge benefit? Is it going to win you every single fight? No, but it is pretty fun to do, so something to try. In Basics Refresh, though, we always use Spyglass Bounce Pad because that's the
Boosting
ones you
perfection.
start with. So if you were to get like the black tie version of the game that starts you with some bombs, and you decide to buy the season pass, and you unlock red, literally you could play this build your very first game in Deceive. That's kind of the goal of Basics Refresh. Alright, I think I'm just going to stick with the Elite Guard outfit. I do want the blue. We did our usual, got the purple first. It was a purple, but there was a ton of intel there for us, so we did manage to get the purple as well as the blue. Now we have our hack speed and our social and our expertise cooldown. And away we go. We're going to get a green next on our right. And then we'll go to D. Keep our eyes peeled for anything. Alright, I don't need that 2. Just gonna sprint here, there wasn't many NPCs around. I do want to check for the gamble box at the back of the room. Make sure we got the keycard
No
first.
door
Nice,
can
we did get
resist
lucky.
me.
It always spawns in the spot. Alright, well that's just unlucky.
I've had shorter relationships
But if anyone
than
comes
this.
looking for the gamble box, I guess they'll get a free blue keycard. There's nothing I can do about it. Ooh, that's a fight in D. We do have keycards for this, and even the right outfit. Sounds like it might be over.
No vault terminal here.
Thought I heard. Is it down more? There's no vault terminal, it's a purple. Alright, that ace got a lot unlucky, given the amount of guard fire we heard. One thing you can notice, this was pretty easy, we got our cover back there, obviously, and we are now Rob, and previously we were Amber. Let's go all the way up to C. I can run through here.
Destination set.
I am actually going to switch back to Amber.
I'm like a better
She's got a
looking
smaller
shadow.
hitbox.
A vault terminal
Ooh,
is
seems like
deactivated
that's done.
by someone else.
I don't recommend doing this, but I am going to do it. We're just going to leap from the balcony to the middle entryway, and we will deal with whomever comes. This is one of my favorite guns, and not necessarily builds in the game, but favorite gun and one of my favorite characters. So I'm pretty confident with it, landing those 11 damage headshots consistently. Yeah, so I don't mind taking that risk, but probably not necessarily worth it for some people. We could also bet that there wasn't many people watching that because someone had to unlock the vault, so they couldn't see it. Plus, there's been a lot of bodies, so yeah, kind of safer to do riskier plays as the game goes on like that. And there we go. We're gonna get this 4, and I'll probably go with 8 unless there's anything immediately available. There was a purple key card. Yeah, we can get the 3. We have our hack speed, and in we'll go. Oop. Got bonked by the door a little bit. There we go. And we've got it.
It's
Nice. No one's close.
harder than I'd imagined.
One person is not close. It's a Hans. They have a drone. Drone be annoying? I've missed the drone. I was just saying I was confident with this gun. We do have to get away from that guy. That's the Hans there, yeah. I can't. They're like right. I didn't actually get the reload off.
Rival agent detection mode. Rival agent detection mode activated.
Did they run back? Oh, shoot.
Intel
They
depleted
did.
rapidly.
Okay, we're gonna use this just to get my cover back, unfortunately. Yeah, and we're gonna hack here.
This needs to end.
And the Hans is probably gonna get the heal. Oh, maybe not.
Intel.
Alright, we got the heal, got our cover back. Reload, finally. There was another person we have to worry about. They were pretty far, though. Where's my bounce pad? Right there. Alright, looks like it's probably an ace. Let's get out of here. It is an ace. Alright, we're gonna do a classic maneuver. Is she coming this way? It's hard. It's impossible to tell. We're not doing a classic maneuver yet. Ammo's full. I'm gonna keep this disguise in. Alright. Here we go. This. Alright, she's out of the vault. Got one of these.
Back to the
And then all we do is we walk directly at her face. It is an ace. Reload. And again, all we want from that charm is the slow and neutralize. The neutralize not so important against the ace, but the slow there kept her in range. The big, charm effect told us which one she was. She couldn't really hide, couldn't get away. We just took a second to reload and shoot her some more. So we didn't see any heartbreaks, and that's totally normal for this. This heartbreak is really just a really nice to have situation. So that was our game one. This build's really good. The weapon, you may hear that it is weaker than it was, and it was stronger, and it has been nerfed, but it's still definitely in the good category. It used to be in the great or even amazing category, so it definitely still hits the good category, definitely usable. And this build's really good, and like I said, you can in fact run this in your very first game of Deceive. And we'll do a game 2. We'll see if we get some repeat performance, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, we got game 2 here on Fragrant Shore. Saw a green outfit walking away from us as we spawned in. And +2 intel off the bat. Keep an eye on that guy in case he starts to sprint away. And we hit the door hitbox. Perfect. Just what I wanted, actually. Alright, there we go. Hopefully no one comes in. XP cassette, there's a gray safe behind this wall. We'll be getting, probably hit up our green on the left unless we hear something. And yeah, alright, there we go. +2. Oh, we heard something. As I was saying, I'm gonna take a peek at the window though, maybe a little safer. Not seeing anyone moving overly weird, except maybe that Doug. We did get the keycard, so I think we're just gonna head on in if the door would get out of my way. Want this 2, and now we'll turn. We'll look pretty normal, see if Doug's up to anything. There's not often times that guards are in green rooms. And he looks okay, didn't get the, anything yet. Neither of these lower things are open, and I don't think it's the time to go upstairs, so there we go. What's up, Doug? That was super weird by you. Okay. We charged the melee there just because it does do a little more damage than the slap. You do have a bit of a melee cooldown before you can fire again, but I think it's kind of worth it. Because, yeah. Alright. Doug do anything weird yet? Nope, that safe's not open. And he's out of here, so we're only 3 intel short of going through A. I think I hear fighting near B. The problem with B is busy all the time. On this map, B gets a lot of traction early just due to the way, spawns work and it being a big building. I'm gonna get this outfit. That's why I was kind of following this guard around. And no one grabbed the intel or the safes over here.
My beauty's my loves.
And in we go. We're gonna grab 2 and get that door if I can get it from here. I can't. There we go. Finally. Oh. We're gonna take a peek at what's going on over there once that's done hacking.
A vault terminal was deactivated.
Travis, who are you fighting? Slow down. I think he punched her.
Not my problem anymore.
I mean, we probably had him, but he got a heat because of his punch. So our expertise there turned off his expertise, which wasn't really needed. It was almost over anyway. And it also slowed him, though, so we could catch up. We don't really know who was fighting. I didn't see anyone when I was behind him for a little bit, but we are going to keep an eye out. It could be this Doug here or this person here. We're going to, yeah, it's this person here. They just hacked that door open. Lead with the slap, some shots, and she never healed after the Chavez shot her. I'm assuming that was them because they were in that area. So there we go. That was it. One thing to know when you're fighting another red, though, is your ability does put the other red into her cover, and if she has the same passive you have here, passive 1, when she gets cover, she gets resistance. So it's almost better not to put an enemy red into cover. Obviously, you get resistance too, so it's not like the end of the world if you do, but it is something to be aware of, that putting a red into cover with your ability will give them resistance most of the time. This is a pretty popular passive to have. Alright. I keep running around kind of crazy. Gotta stop doing that a little bit. I was hoping for some keycards in here. I don't think there's any. Okay, now we have options. We can hit a B or C, or D is not too far. I think I'm gonna do D. There's only one left. D to E to C. I don't think we'll make it through those 3, but that's what my plan is. We're gonna run here just because I want keycards, and the faster I can go through these, more likely I am to get some keycards. It is a little sus. Will probably be a little sus. I did talk about it in the first game. I'm pretty competent with this weapon combo, so I don't mind being a little more sus than sometimes. We did pick up a good keycard here. If this is a purple, we'll be in a great spot, honestly. It is, and with the first one here, this is excellent. Alright. Do want to be a little on the lookout, because I did see someone who looks just like us walk in, and we obviously took our cover from someone who just walked out. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's important to know there's no terminal alarm in this room, because there's no terminal, it's just the purples. So we are going to keep our crosshair right on the door. Alright. And we will hit that, and we'll leave this way. This way goes out to construction area, and we can get to E very quickly. Although it does look very sus, there's never any NPCs in the construction area, so if someone sees you in there or sees you leaving there, expect to get shot. And it is this one. And there's another keycard here, which we already got. Alright, so one downside with E being the last terminal, it is the furthest. B is pretty far too, but it's pretty far from the vault, so we gotta get all the way to the vault. So even though we got the last terminal, we may not be first just because someone else could have good keycards as well, and just have been standing closer to the vault when we opened it. I am trying to pick up intel on the way and also look for anyone else who's running. So far we're not seeing anyone. Now there is another entrance we can't see down there by the docks. We've used that one before. That's probably a player in front of us because guards entering the vault at this time are inherently sus. Are they that far ahead of us? Or did they go a different direction? We're going to keep the sprint on. They were also running full sprint. We are in a good outfit. They'll have to get one, so we can still be ahead of them. Doug kind of made a weird corner there. It's probably them there, maybe? We're going to take a second, because they were a hatted guard like this. They could be getting that intel, though it's a little far. Nope, we're going to keep run. Alright, sprint some more. We do definitely want to be first. Don't see anyone hacking it. Alright, I want a little more than our 4 intel if we can manage. Can I get that 3 from the back? There is 3 of the same person walking here. I can get that from the back, but I can't get this one. Alright, still no one's in there though. There's sometimes a 4 around the corner here. It's not here this time. Technician keycard. Can I get the 3? Alright, we'll get the 3. I've wasted a lot of time here. Whoever was slightly ahead of us could be there now. Kind of sus of this person by the door. Looks like we're okay. Let's head in. Make sure no one's rushing in behind us. The light was green when we entered. Alright, a lot of ways they can come in here. 2 doors there, 1 over there, and below us there's another one with 2 staircases. And make sure she can't snap away. That missed because of the wall. Can't snap away in here though. Okay, did make it out. Looks like there's no one near us. Let's grab some of the food that's over here for speedy healing. Yeah, we should have got a little closer to it before we did our charm because yeah, obviously she was behind the wall. Alright, there's no one around. Time to sprint out a bit and get some intel on the way. I see 3. And we're just gonna keep heading out. I like to leave kind of on the right side of this one because the docks exit is also on the right side if we need. Though it looks like this time there's a Han, so we gotta fight a Hans. Best thing we can do, keep the fight as long range as possible. We kind of want mid-range. Looks like he's heading that way. We could make a ditch to the left here if we wanted and go to the other, like near the trucks exit. But all we're gonna do here is use our ping and get somewhere away. Alright, now we're gonna have pings leaving at high speeds. Again, it's a Hans, we want to make some space. Just get a bunch of intel on the way too. Let's see if he's coming. He's not. I was gonna run out to see. I think I still am. Just gonna keep our intel up as we go. That's why I like the spyglass so much. We just kind of grabbed 3 intel for not costing any time at all. There we go. Now, if we can figure out where the Hans is coming from, it's great because then we can shoot him at range. They're gonna leave. Okay, he's over there. Now we have to go back. There's a couple ways you could go. I think it seems like the car's here. And the Hans is not quite here. We did get bumped a little bit by the car. So main way he's going to come in is this door or potentially through this window. Looks like he's not going to make it. We could throw this here and just wall it. Obviously that goes back down, but just in case he was a little further forward. That 1 second it buys us could have been enough. We probably could have turned and fought the Hans down one of the many streets on Fragrant Shore, but if we don't have to, let's not. You know, it's supposed to be basics refresh dedicated for newer players, and not taking the fight there is gonna guarantee you the win if you don't have to take it. So there we go. That was it. We only got 3 limbs. I mean, only 3 limbs. We did really well. We played Fragrant Shore pretty well. We avoided B at the start, I think is important. There tends to be a lot of fights in that area. Or maybe you want the fights and you know, go to B. And there we go. That's red. And yeah, do comment on your thoughts as always. Leave any red tips you have for other people. Feedback is appreciated. We're almost done the series here, but still looking for that. Like the video if you enjoyed or you thought it was useful, because that does help spread it to more people. Subscribe for daily Deceive Inc content like this, and I will see you guys in the next one.